Welcome to PRAWA Radio. This is the program Tax and Finance Matters. And we've had series of episodes where we talked about the challenges in public sector accounting in Nigeria, why the challenges continue, the possible solution to those challenges. And today we'll be talking about the who. Who are the people responsible to fix the problems in public sector accounting? And I have with me as our guest, Dr. Yahaya Sule. Doctor, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. So I'm pleased to be here today again. And this matter we are discussing, I think is so serious that if government give it the desired attention, we have a lot of relief. We borrow money, and the money we just cannot account for it. We make so much money, we cannot account for it. We make so much money again, and the money cannot really be found. Then what do we have to do? Is a matter of talking of transparency and accountability. When we look at these two words, transparency and accountability, and take them to practice, I think the problem will be solved. This problem has already been solved, is commitment. I keep emphasizing commitment. And there are things to be done which this segment may not be able to take, but however, we explain them. When we talk of transparency, you must define the responsibility of people doing a job. That is transparency. Every person knows what he should do and what he should not do. And the area of accountability is that those responsibilities were given to make a product or a service. And when it's faulty, you will know who did not contribute. That is accountability. Who should be held responsible?
So number one of the who's government. Different arms, the executive arm, the judiciary, the legislative.
Yes. And more importantly, when we talk of financial management, it's more in the hands of the executive. But the oversight function of the legislators, how do they manage it? And the interpretation function of the judiciary, how do they manage it? That's why every person is crying foul play in judiciary, this, that. We are crying all these things. Sometimes they will say judgment is for the highest bidder. But I don't want to agree with it and believe it, because I feel the right thing must be done. And how can the right thing be done? That's what we should be talking about. And I just said, in this management of public finance in the government sector, is more of execution, which falls in the executive. And in this executive, the Constitution provides 3 sensitive and powerful agencies that are in charge of the management of fund. One is the one that is keeping money, which is the central bank, right?
Central Bank.
And this Apex Bank, its responsibility is to issue bank statement on monthly basis, and he has been negligent on that duty to give bank statement to MDAs. And that is creating the problem of non-credible financial report coming from government for a long time, since they have not been giving this bank statement to MDAs. And why are they not giving it? If they are asking bank to give and they regulate bank to give, why are they not giving you for the one they are banking government? It's a question they must address it. And once it is addressed, it will go a long way to solve the problem. Then the other agency that is responsible to do this is Accountant General. He collects and pay. And once he collects and pay, all ministries, departments and agencies report on management of funds, payment and receipt to the Office of Accountant General. That's why you see the IPPIS, which is managing the entire personnel
cost, yes,
is seated in the Office of Accountant General, and yet they don't give a statement of account on personnel expenses to the MDAs. They should give, it's sacrosanct that they give this bank statement every month on how they have spent their money. They will say they didn't pay enough money. Meanwhile, the warrant, I don't know how they pay less than the warrant. In my banking operation, you pay according to what is written on the check. Nobody, you cannot pay less than that. Warrant is like a check. But they explain all that. You find out that sometimes the deductions, there'll be problem. I think Internal Board of Revenue for all the states, they have dealt with them that they don't touch their money, which is part of the deduction from salary. But others, they still touch. People who are less powerful, like welfares from all these MDAs, they still touch through the IPPIS. And a lot of issues are there. They should, first of all, to solve that problem, give bank statement on personnel to MDAs. And if you go to the feed, you find that MDAs don't even maintain proper cash book for salary. And also in the overhead, they want in the jiffneys, where they use for government payment. The only one they have is jiffneys. Jiffneys is just, for me, is kind of a register showing what you have asked the Accountant General
memorandum
to pay. It's the memorandum just saying, pay this money to so person. They know the account they are paying. If they route it through overhead, they know it's touched our overhead account and pay this person.
So what about the office of the Auditor General of the Federation?
The office of
looking at
even the Accountant General, they even visit all these parastatals. All they visit them is also influenced by conflict of interest in discharging their duty. These are the problems.
Even in the office of the Auditor General.
The Auditor General, definitely they visit. All this is by conflict of interest. If I begin to say details, I think we should know what is conflict of interest. Conflict of interest will not make you to realize the original objective. That is the work of conflict of interest. The original objective, why I did there, is not addressed. I think these three key agencies, if government, which is the presidency or the president, task them properly, I think there will be a great change in the system.
Thank you very much, Doctor. That is quite insightful, that if that political will is there to provide effective oversight on the financial management system in all sectors, across the MDAs, across the state levels, and even down to the federal, to the local government. And as at last week now, or about 2 weeks ago, there is a ruling that federal allocation will be going directly to the local government. It won't pass through the state government anymore. So that still requires accountability. It's still part of this accountability and transparency that we are talking about. So if government at the federal level, at the state level, and the local level takes that responsibility to be transparent in discharging public funds and to be accountable in terms of receipt and payment, we should be having a headway soon.
That is correct. But in real terms, you see, is the matter of Nigeria is kettle always blaming pot to compete for darkness. Federal government contribution or share in the FAC is larger than state and local government put together.
Absolutely.
But the federal government is saying hold the state accountable for the 20-something% we are giving them. What of the 50-something% you are collecting?
It's going to
no, they will just. And the thing is that we in Nigeria, particularly the masses, if we are benefiting, the small support, we make the thing look as if we are stupid. I think government should sit back to look at how sincerely to improve the system and stop the blame game. And they should do a law about blame game. And also anything that happened, I said I did a write-up, and I think I still have it to the president in 2015. That is Buhari when he came, when we were expecting that this will improve as it started. But before we know it, everything slipped. And where is the hope? Nigeria should ask this question, where is the hope? We say, that is not the problem. The problem is about us. And the problem is tasking the leaders.
institutionalizing transparency and accountability.
Yeah, accountability.
Not about
But it's not about person. It's about the system. The system should be addressed. Once the system is addressed appropriately, and whoever has done well should be given the pat on the back, and whoever has done wrong should be given.
Should automatically eject them.
No, not ejecting. Give the person the appropriate sanction, and this thing should be done to the letter. Nigerians are good. When Nigeria leave this shore, they become experts and they are performing. They compete favorably with other. But once they come back to this country, because
to Nigeria,
just as I've said, the best you can
happen
do
anyhow.
is mediocrity because the top is dirty.
Okay, so thank you very much, Dr. Yahaya Sule. Thank you. It still goes back to the national level that we should start from the top. If the head is
show good example, the head should show good example.
It's very clean. Then it will trickle down.
That is the solution. They don't show good example, so we copy them. Right? You see the Yahoo boys. Why are you checking them? So many years in the society. Then we want the society to grow. People are not contributing. They are utilizing. They are consuming so much.
Yes, there's a lot.
And the people who are producing,
productivity level has gone down.
The government has a lot of. You are talking about protests coming, and they say no protest. Why should you, when the constitution allow people to protest?
When should there be?
Why should that? So
thank you very much again, Dr. Yahaya Sule. Thank you. And we've come to the end of this episode on Tax and Finance Matters. Bye for now.